Hello beautiful people, welcome back to the House of Joseph. I am Joseph. If you're new here, it's really lovely to meet you. So what are we doing in this much awaited, I don't know if you've been waiting for a video from me or not, been very busy with work, and I thought it was time we sat down, had a cup of tea together, good old natter, good old catch up. And I've also got two products to review. So we've got this Stick Foundation and this brand new concealer. I'm not too sure if it's brand new, but it's brand new to me, from Primark, whatever. And these two together came to £5. If that sounds like something you guys want to find out more about, stay tuned. Here's the video. So beautiful ones, without any waffle from yours truly, I'll just show you what I got, shall I? This is it's one of those concealers with a sponge thing. It's a dupe of the Maybelline one. Do you know what I mean? I'll put a photo of that down here if I can find it. I'm sure it's on my phone somewhere. It's called My Perfect Colour Illuminate Under-eye Concealer. Although there's nothing stopping you from using it and on other places on your face, should you need to. This is in shade beige. It is 6.8 mils, and that cost £2. Can you believe how much that concealer cost? It cost £2. So if you felt extravagant, you could go and buy 10 of those and use them on your entire chops, couldn't you? Why not? So take the lid off. It's really bright in here today. It's a lovely day in England. Yesterday was beautiful too. So I assume that you, sorry, I just took the plastic cap off. It came with these were both shrink wrapped. This one and the Stick Foundation were both shrink wrapped, but they forgot to put the perforations down the side. Hence, I was struggling for these for hours yesterday, trying to get the cellophane wrapping off them for shooting today. Spent the best part of my Saturday, my precious Saturday off yesterday, fighting with a cellophane wrapper because Primark neglected to put a perforated seal or strip down the side of the, shall I stop? Okay, stopping. Right. Put my glasses on just to find out what, I think it's beige actually. There weren't that many, yeah, beige. Can you see that down the bottom there? There weren't many of these in Primark yesterday. I think there was something like 2 or 3. Very inconsiderate young lady was hovering around all the foundations, and every time I went to move on in, she kept moving in front of me, so I was just huffing. Lots of huffing and puffing going on from me yesterday in Primark, but I was determined to get what I was after, which was the Stick Foundation and the Illuminate Under-eye Concealer. So, right, without any further ado, let's. So I assume that you twist it up just like the Maybelline one. Well, that's not working that way. Let me try it this way. Do you mind bearing with me, guys, just while I fight my way along with this thing? Why on earth are you supposed to do the thing? It does turn around. Can you hear it clicking? And if it's like anything like the Maybelline one, you'll probably have to do about 30 or even 40 clicks before the product appears. Here it comes. Can you see it coming through? And we'll test this on the back of our hand first, because beige to me means sort of a yellowy beige sort of colour really, whereas in the cosmetic world it could mean anything. Sky blue pink. Right, so there's some of it. It looks really nice. It's very similar to the Maybelline one. Maybelline one costs 8 or 9 or £10, something like that, whereas this one was £2. So you can't go wrong at prices like that, can you? Yeah, that looks way too yellowy. Loads of product there though, guys, loads. Let me have a look at that. It might work for it. In fact, that looks pretty close to, doesn't it? Shall I persevere, shall I? Put the lid back on him because I don't want to get my, what I'm sat on all dirty, do I? I don't. If I make loads of mistakes today, guys, just forgive me, would you? I'm exhausted. It's been sleeping for like 3 hours again. It's the time of year, it's because summer's on the way, and I do get rather excited around summertime. Hang on, let's do a smell test, shall we? Quite a nice, very faint, that sort of powder, painty sort of foundation smell. That's what I can smell. Now that's quite a nice colour match actually. In fact, that's virtually, I'm pulling maybe just slightly too yellow for my skin, but at £2 I could nip back into Primark and go and buy one of the other 2 shades they had in there, couldn't I? One beige being included in those 2. I think there was 2. I think there was beige and cocoa or something like that. Cocoa was way off for me, but and as I said at the start of this video, I'm so sorry that I haven't done my research today. This is a very much on the hoof or off the cuff tutorial, so I just wanted to give you something to watch, guys. There is another video in my selection, although it's set at private for the minute, about my ventures of walking miles and miles and miles to go and look at my new car, second-hand car I'm buying off a lovely girl called Eva. And I'll release that if you want me to, but I look really old in that video. I just look ancient. I do, guys, because I've been neglecting my skin and I haven't been sleeping, and so it's a battle with vanity at the minute. Do you know what I mean? Right. So there's probably enough on there to start the old process. So what I'm going to do is just come on in here. I'm going to put a blob there. So just, sorry, I should have said to start off with, identify the darkest areas in your eye. In the immediate eye or the eye contour area, and then just go in, and that's quite pointed. I think the Maybelline one was a little bit more dome shape. This is really pointed to get all those nooks and crevices. Do you know what I mean, guys? So, and my darkness is in here and up here. Not that I have much darkness, but getting darker as the days go past because I'm not sleeping, as I said. But just put enough on just to and an important tip I'll give you guys is to let your concealer sit for 30 seconds to a minute, even longer than that, just until it starts to get a little bit more tacky. The carrying agents or the fixing agents in the concealer will start to evaporate, leaving the concealer far more thick and viscous and a little bit more, give you more coverage basically. So how are we looking? I can't see a thing without these glasses, but that looks slightly too yellow to me. But we will persevere, beautiful ones, won't we? So I'm just going to put these just on the very end of my nose just to have a quick look at that colour match. No, it's slightly too yellow. And do try and get concealer as close to your skin tone as possible. Don't go in with these ultra pale ones because you don't look like a panda bear, do you? Who does? Why would you? So then with your brush, and this is slightly damp, just circular motions, just buff it in until it disappears, and you can always go in with a second layer if you want to. I'm not distributing all the product. What I'm trying to do is just to keep it in one area but blurring the edges. Do you know what I mean? How are you all, guys? I've really missed you. I have. I'll tell you about my new job in a minute, shall I? If you're interested. I'm sure none of you are, but there we go. No, I'm sure some of you would like to know what I've been up to. So just keep blending it, guys, until it's vanished. But if you get the wrong colour shade, then it won't vanish. It'll stand out like a sore thumb. But I've got quite high hopes for this stuff. £2. Do you know what why do I keep saying, do you know what I mean? But do you know what I mean though, guys? Because it's a great price as well. It's more, it's less than, well, a box of tea bags or so that's quite illuminating. Can you see the light coming? Because I've got a studio light here and a studio light here. Compared to that one, you can actually see the grayness, can't you? This is what this has done, is it's just wiped out all of that, and it is giving me a very fake sort of look. So a very fake sort of look, and admittedly I've used way too much on that side. So on this side I'm going to use a slightly less, and I'm going to actually just pop it on the back of my hand and apply with this brush this time, as opposed to going in with the sponge thing. So let's get some more of that up. How does it do it? Oh, that's right. You just twist the top, exactly the same as the Maybelline New York one, until the product appears. Here it comes. Can you see that? There's loads there. I'm using so much of this stuff. My whole hand looks like I've got self-tanner on it now. I haven't because, well, I just haven't. But so where is it? There it is, isn't it? So using this method should give me a much more natural look. So there's the concealer brush with the airbrush. Was it called airbrush? No, Illuminate, wasn't it? That's right. Do try and get it right. So this time, beautiful ones, just go in with your brush and same areas you did before, and just spread the product on. Bring some of that down there. Close your eye if you need to. And then we sit for 30 seconds to a minute to 90 seconds, as I've said before. Let the whole stuff dry, and not too dry though. You just want it sort of a little bit more thicker than when it came out of the pellet thing. So my gorgeous friends out there, that's been well over 90 seconds, more like 120 seconds now. What I'm going to do is just small circular motions. Just, why is the camera playing up? Just blend him in. You could use your finger if you want. In fact, as I said, I can't see what I'm doing because I haven't got my glasses on, but does that look illuminated to you out there? I'll have an inspection in a minute, obviously, but I mean, first thoughts, do you know what I mean? First thoughts. So let's have a look. First impression. Let's have a look. Which side are we going to go for? That side's certainly better than that side. That side looks far too fake for me, and I just couldn't wear this look out. So not that I wear makeup on a daily basis, because I don't, but that looks really nice. Quite pleased with that, guys. Yeah, absolutely. Let me just have another inspection. Yeah, I'd say it definitely looks quite airbrushed. What do you think out there, guys? And you could use that, where is it? It's over there. You could use that as an eyeshadow primer. That would be quite a nice quite a nice use for the concealer. I'm just going to try and, there's a spot on my face somewhere, where is it? There. I'm just going to put some of this on that as well, because it's not for that, but there's nothing stopping you from doing that, is there? No, certainly isn't, guys. So just get, where did I put it? There it is. Get some more of that on my brush. So for £2, do you know what I mean? You can't really, is it there? Yeah, it's there. Again, just let it dry for 90 seconds. I'll do more waffling in the meantime. I won't. Well, I will, but you know, because that's all I tend to do. Yeah, the colour's way off, isn't it? It's way too yellow. Hence the importance of trying to get something like an under-eye concealer or a foundation or anything as spot on, as close to your natural skin tone as possible. Otherwise, it just makes you look really unnatural. However, itchy cheek, is that cheek or something? So yeah, just shut up. So beautiful. What do you reckon to that? Illuminated? Doesn't look particularly illuminated to me. In fact, if anything, it looks quite matte, doesn't it? This formula has got vitamin E and possibly hyaluronic acid in. Again, I haven't done my research. I'll pop it down here, shall I? Because everything's so blurred without my glasses, I want to put them on really, oughtn't I? This reminds me of Touche Éclat or the airbrush one by Clinique, although Clinique do about 50 shades or something. Whereas this one only comes in 2 colours. So, but yeah, if you've had a sleepless night and you need to darken up shadows or dark circles under your eyes, I would strongly recommend this one. That's never how much I've used today. Please don't tell me that's how much I've. Can you see that, guys? That's ridiculous. Can you see? Wow. So that's why it costs £2, because you need a ton of it. I thought a little bit of it was going a really, really long way. Obviously not. Obviously, I'm hideously mistaken. But should we carry on inspecting? No, the camera's not going to let me. It's because I get too close to it, and it probably thinks my breath smells or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't, guys. But stop it. Yeah, no, I definitely prefer that side. So if you want this to look really natural, you get the colour that suits your skin tone. So that means if you've got a rosy sort of glow to your skin and a cool undertones, and go with a slightly more pink one, if Primark make a pink one. If you've got slightly more warmer, more golden, more yellowy tones, then this one should suit you. Right, so that's the concealer done. Links to everything I'm talking about today will be in the description. As always, should we move on to Le Stick de Foundation, or the Stick Foundation? Should we just move on? So this comes in a silver sort of coloured bullet. Again, I had to fight for hours and hours and hours to get the cellophane off that yesterday. And as I said at the start of this video, that was £3 for, let me just tell you the weight, 7 grams. So that's an okay weight. So it's not too bad. And what's it called? Perfect Colour. My Perfect Colour Moisturising Stick and Contour Stick. Moisturising Foundation and Contour Stick. It says buildable coverage, blendable natural finish with vitamin E, dermatologically tested, blah, blah, blah. So, and this is in shade Ivory. Again, they only had like 2 or 3 colours in the shop. So, and again, inconsiderate young Herefordian girl was standing in front of what I was really after, which was a full cover sort of dupe of Estee Lauder's double wear, but she just wouldn't let me in. So I felt like elbowing at some point, do you know what I mean? But you can't go around doing that sort of thing to people, can you? No, you certainly can't. That's oxidised now, isn't it? Yeah. So should I talk about this one as opposed to what you like? Right. Yeah, so should I put some of this on? What I'll have to do is, no, I'll start on the back of the hand, shall I? Like I always do. So it comes in a turn-up bullet, push-up sort of bullet thing, so you've got to twist the base. There's no more information on the back other than it just says something in French, base maquillage, something. Can you see the little plastic shield thing on the top? So that needs to come off. First of all, I've got really worried that this is going to be like really thick on pan stick. Hopefully not, but so there's the foundation. That's a pretty spot on colour for my skin, isn't it? I'd never have said my skin was ivory, would you? But I may be ivory according to Primark. But so let's put some of that on the back. So first impressions are, it is highly hydrating. It's making me look like an oil slick, in fact, making the back of my hand look really greasy. But hopefully it will dry to a sort of powdery sort of finish. You can see that, can't you guys? So with my finger I'm gonna, it feels really hydrating, really nice. Slightly greasy again, but you can always powder it down, can't you? You can, yeah, you so can, guys. So, oh, it's got that. Does anyone remember theatrical makeup that used to come in those little compact things that had a clear lid? You could get red, green, blue, white, yellow, and skin tone ones as well, which would never matched anyone's skin tone, did they? But that's what that smells like. Fading into quite a nice sort of foundation. So it doesn't hang around, the smell doesn't, but there we go. So what do you reckon to that? Buildable coverage, it said, didn't it? So yeah, okay, very sheer, I think, very sheer, although we won't know until we get it on le visage, will we? No, we won't. So, I'm quite excited now. I guess the benefits of using something like a stick foundation are the fact that it's portable. You can just throw it in your bag, touch up throughout the day as long as often as you like, and you can also ease of application. Do try. I'm so tired. Sorry, guys. Right, so let's just move that out of the way. So to test foundation, you need to do a strip starting about the base of your ear all the way down. So let's do that. And if it matches, then you know you're onto a winner there, guys. Does that match? Slightly too pale, isn't it? But for £3. So now I'm just going to, with my finger, just blend that in, and I'll show you how I would use this in a second. A little bit goes really far. It glides onto your skin, feels incredibly hydrating. As I said before, a little bit greasy, but that transforms me into Christy Turlington. I ain't gonna moan, guys. Wow. Yeah, I think that's making me look like a ghost, but once you put your blush on and your contour and your bronzer and powder and all of that nonsense, then it won't look anything like it does now anyway, so it defeats the object of buying a foundation in the first place, in my opinion, or colour matching foundation in the first place. Do you know what I mean? But okay, so what I'm going to do now is just go on with the rest of this side of my face, and just doing it with the out of the stick as it's intended to be used. There's no instructions or anything on here. No instructions on the stick. So again, I should have done my research and gone online, but I'm a professional makeup artist and I've used these sort of things before. I have. So yeah, but shall I shut up and just get it on this old face? Shall I do that? 51 years old I am today. David is going to kill me for telling you this, but he's 50 on Tuesday, bless his heart. I just overshare, don't I, guys? Let's face it. I told everyone at work, because of my new job, sorry, I should have told you, this is a charity fundraiser. We go into stores and we basically raise funds. I can't tell you what charity it is or anything like that because I haven't got permission, but last week I was in Wicks, where I used to work, and they are like family to me there. So I just found myself telling everyone that David's birthday is on Tuesday. And David's very private. He's going to kill me for telling you, but as it transpired, they were all so happy to hear he's turning 50 and they wanted to celebrate with him. And he came into Reiki, and this impish, obviously if I can find a photo and pop it down here for him. They bought him a cake and everything, and he was really chuffed, bless him. So, so I'm glad I did that, but how telling you guys benefits him or me, I don't know. Should have thought about that, shouldn't I? But anyway, shall I shut up? And can you see how sheer it is, guys? It's really nice. Again, the colour's just slightly too pale for my chop. So this is more like winter me as opposed to, hang on, what we're talking about is still winter. This is me without a suntan. But once I apply some blush onto this, it should look a bit more like me, shouldn't it? We're just testing the finish at the minute, aren't we? And what I like to do is just to bring it over the concealer, because the concealer was totally the wrong colour, wasn't it? And you can do that if you need to alter the shade of your concealer and you've got nothing else on hand to alter the shade of your concealer with. Just go in with a brush, the brush you've applied your foundation with, and just lightly go over your concealer and then blend. So I'll definitely be doing a video on how to apply foundation and concealer one day very soon. Just breaking myself in jet. Wow. Nose isn't blended in very well, is it? I like the finish of that. So it sort of dries to a satiny sort of matte finish. Stick foundations do generally always give you a powdery sort of finish because of the way they're made. They use waxes, so on and so forth. This is a very silicone rich formula, which will lend itself to the way I'm going to apply it on this side in a second. So, what do we think? It's looking a little bit chalky, isn't it? Perhaps some illuminating primer underneath would have eliminated the chalkiness. So now I'm just going to wait to see if it oxidises and go and have a puff on my vape. See you in a minute. So beautiful ones. It's been about 5 minutes and it's not oxidized. It won't oxidise any more than that after about 5 minutes. I was hoping it would just darken up ever so slightly. It hasn't, so shall I proceed onto this side? I did put a lot on though, so go with a lighter hand than I did. So one stripe there, one stripe there, one stripe there, one stripe there, and go wherever you want really. So what I'm going to do now is go and get my foundation brush, and then you need a serum. Any sort of serum will do. This is the Olay Regenerist, what's it called? Ultra Firming Serum. I'm sure that's what it's called. Is that its name? Yeah, Ultra Firming Serum. Just put a dollop of that on straight onto your brush, so you can see me putting that on there. In fact, I don't use that for anything other than applying makeup to this face of mine. This brush is dry, by the way, and then just blend that in. And then I'm going to use that obviously to and then I'm going to use that to just buff the foundation in. So yeah, circular motions, guys. This will give me a much sheerer look, and I'm hoping that it will. Camera's going funny again. I'm hoping it's going to give me that flawless sort of look that we all want, yet natural at the same time. Bring it around your eyes too. Again, important to do that because the concealer was totally the wrong shade, wasn't it? Into the ears. And that way you get a double boost of colour, coverage and skincare as well, because that is amazing. Although it gives me really bad spots, it does, guys. After about a week of using that, I'm covered in zits. Or pimples, as you beautiful American people say. So let's inspect that now. Wow. That's exactly what I was after. Let me have a skin feel. Oh, that feels stunning. That side compared to, can you see the glow? That side and that side, it just looks really flat, doesn't it, and dead. And yet that side's just been brought to life. And that's how I would use a stick foundation. I wouldn't bother with putting it directly onto my face. I could have used a beauty blender or a brush or something like that. However, just putting a blob of that on the top of the brush, blending it in with mixing it in with your finger, going straight on to your skin, and you just get the most beautiful looking skin. That's stunning, isn't it? For £3. Can't go wrong really, guys, can you? And can you see what it's done to the under eye area? It's taken away that slightly yellow colour, hasn't it? Oh, obviously, some of the serum I put on the brush is removed some of the concealer, but there's nothing on there now. You can see that. All of the foundation is on my face. All of the serum is on my face, doing its thing, giving me spots, working its magic, in other words. So I'm just going to come back here so you can compare that side. That's that's straight out of the bullet with the just using my fingers. This side is using my special technique of just pumping one pump of quite a thick sort of serum. There's nothing stopping you using a pipette. I suppose it would be slightly runnier, but just do that with more care. As long as this is damp with product or serum that you're using. Start off with a dry one. And wow, yeah, I'm really chuffed with that. Skin is now bone dry. That is bone dry. And can you see how sheer and yet perfected my skin actually looks? So I'm just going to add some into the old whisker area. Bring it onto the neck too. There's red marks on my snuffer from my glasses, by the way. FYI and all that, you know what I mean? Right guys, I'm going to have to go because I've got, how much battery have I got left? About 10 minutes left on my battery, and it's a very complicated situation over there in the old pear tree thing, the illuminated pear tree. I've just tried to untangle all the wires and I just had to stop because this video just wouldn't exist now because I'd still be there now trying to unpick it all. But I'll see if I can find a photo, shall I? But no, I can't. And I also think that you can see, beautiful ones, that it has matched my skin tone identically, hasn't it? Whereas that side hasn't. That's it for today, beautiful ones. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a quick thumbs up. Also consider subscribing, hit that notifications button to also be notified each time I release new videos, which should be pretty regularly now. I've got Saturday and Sunday off. My new job is Monday 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, and it's just beautiful. I'm really, really loving it. So better than B&Q, awful place. But yeah, so that's my review of these two done. And the Stick Foundation. Sorry, that was the Illuminate Concealer, Illuminate Under-eye Concealer, and this one is the Hydrating Stick Foundation, something or other anyway. Links in the description, guys. Have a wonderful Sunday, have a beautiful week next week, and I'll see you all soon for the next tutorial. Remember, I love you all very much. Take care, see you, bye.